Welcome back, Helldivers, to your brand new news update. And today, they have released the brand new patch, which we all expected was coming on Tuesday, but no, it has come today. So we are going to be reading through all of the changes that have come in the patch notes, and I think this is actually the biggest patch we have had yet. There are so many changes to go through, lots to read, so I hope you guys do enjoy. If you do enjoy it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. We did hit over 250,000 subscribers, by the way. Thank you guys so much for the support. And something that's kind of ruined the surprise a bit, I'm not going to lie to you, but I will obviously do a bigger announcement tomorrow. It was meant to be for patch day. I've actually just released the new It's Tuesday merch, which, I was really excited to launch it tomorrow, actually on Tuesday, because I was going to do it with the patch, but yeah, it's come today, first day of the week, which can't complain. But if you guys want to go grab yourself the It's Tuesday merch and support the channel, all of that stuff, and you want to wear it on Tuesday, then we were going to make a little bit of a thing of it. It's Tuesday merch on a Tuesday when the patch drops for Helldivers, but the link will be in the description down below. We got all different types of things that if you want to purchase. I hope you like the logo design, and let's get in with the video. So Baskinator goes on to say on the Discord, support incoming, Hellpod. We have issued a big patch for players that includes balance changes to weapons, stratagems, and enemies, as well as general fixes and other updates. See patch notes for full notes, and happy helldiving, everyone. So let's get in with the very, very long patch notes. So this is patch version 01.00.300. An overview for this patch: we have made improvements and changes to the following areas: balance changes to weapons and stratagems and enemies, and change to the spread democracy mission. As for balancing, general armors with a rating above 100 now also reduce damage on headshots, and victory poses will now only play for the extracted, no stolen valor on my ship. Anyway, okay, so it's time to move on to the primary, secondary, and support weapons, because this is long. So the CB9 exploding crossbow, slightly smaller explosion, increased stagger, decreased number of maximum mags from 12 to 8, increased number of magazines received from resupply from 6 to 8, slight reduction in ergonomics, muzzle velocity increased. As for the last 99 Quasar Cannon, they've increased the recharge time by 5 seconds. Not too bad. The BR-14 Adjudicator, absolute useless weapon in my opinion, but let's see. Full auto is now the default fire mode. Reduced recoil, increased mags from 6 to 8, increased number of magazines received from resupply 6 to 8, and now placed amongst... Okay, it's had a bit of a buff then, that's not too bad. And then laser cannon, slightly increased damage, slightly reduced damage versus large volume bodies. Small kind of like a buff to but a nerf to the laser cannon, kind of a buff. Yeah, in a way. Now for the SG8P Plasma, they have decreased maximum mags from 12 to 8, increased amount of magazines received from resupply from 6 to 8, increased projectile speed but will still keep a similar range, decreased damage fall off on the explosion, and now placed in the energy weapons category. Now the Arc 12 Blitzer, increased shots per minute from 30 to 45, now placed in the energy weapons category. My favourite, R36 Eruptor, decreased number of mags from 12 to 6. No! Oh no, that is literally my favourite weapon, and like, I don't own that anymore. 12 to 6, that's a big nerf. Explosion damage drops off slightly faster. Oh, do you know what? They've actually done some... They've done a bad thing to my favourite weapon. And now I guess it's going to make me go and look at something else, because I was actually just spamming the R36. But I didn't even think it needed like that much of a nerf. Maybe I'm living in my own world because I just loved it. But yeah, anyway. Last 16 Sickle, decreased amount of magazines from 6 down to 3. Oh, okay, that's a bit of a nerf. The Synth... increased damage from 300 to 350 and decreased max number of mags from 6 down to 4. The railgun increased armor penetration in both safe mode and unsafe mode, and stagger force is slightly reduced. So the railgun's had a bit of a buff again. MG-101 heavy machine gun, third-person crosshair enabled. Diligence counter sniper. Damage increased from 128 to 140, and ergonomics improved. Diligence and okay, so damage increased from 112 to 125. Interesting. The P19 Redeemer, slight increase in recoil. The Peacemaker increased damage from 60 to 75. The Senator increased damage from 150 to 175. Speed loader added when reloading on empty cylinder, speeds up reload on empty considerably. As for the Dagger, increased damage from 150 to 200. Liberator, damage increased from 55 to 60. The Liberator Concussive has had damage increase from 55 to 65. The Dominator and damage decrease from 300 to 275. No, the Guard Dog Rover decreased damage by 30%. Oh, they've done my boy. They've done my boy badly there. I love the Guard Dog Rover. And as for the other Guard Dog, they've actually increased damage, and burning damage is reduced by 15%. Now, onto the stratagems. Machine Gun Sentry increased health to match other sentries. The Tesla Tower increased health by 33%. The RL-77 Airburst Rocket Launcher will no longer detonate when shot near stratagems. Reduced proximity radius and added a reload stage for the spear reload after the spent missile had been discarded. Is that all? That was literally all for stratagems. Okay. Now, to enemies. Balancing adjustments have been made to the Bile Spewer and Nursing Spewers move speed slightly reduced. Hulks, force required for them to stagger slightly increased. Oh, increased? Oh, they've had a buff. Oh, here it is. Hulk Scorcher direct flamethrower damage reduced by 20%. Oh, I'm so glad about that. So they've had a bit of a buff in the sense of they can take more damage, but the flamethrower has been reduced by 20%, and that was a nightmare. Devastator fire rate slightly increased, only the standard Devastator. Gunships sideways movement slightly increased. Scout Strider riders now less vulnerable to explosions. No! They were so easy to take down with the R36 Eruptor. And I've just been, my game plan has just been absolutely just destroyed in this patch. Fog generator health and armor increased. Gunship spawners now have much lower cap on how many gunships they can have active at the same time. As for enemy patrols, balancing adjustment to patrol spawning. Patrol spawning has been increased when there are fewer than 4 players. The fewer the players are, the bigger this change. For 4-player missions, there will be no change compared to before. The biggest notable change will be for solo players at higher difficulties. Okay, so gameplay changes. Made minor level generation improvements to how we distribute locations throughout the mission map. This should improve variation in distance between objectives, and objective will likely not spawn as far away from each other as often as before. Added setting in the options menu gameplay section to disable automatic climbing and vaulting while sprinting. Okay. I don't know if anyone's going to want that. The Spread Democracy mission, otherwise known as Raise the Flag, can now be enjoyed on high difficulties for maximum freedom spreading. When readying up, Helldivers now salute to ensure maximum democratic readiness. Added ambience to the Tremor Planetary Hazard to underlie the severity, so Helldivers can react accordingly. And shots that ricochet from heavy armoured enemies will now properly hit the Helldiver who fired them. Oh, wow. Now we're going to have to be careful. I'm definitely going to have to be careful of that. You can actually get hit a lot more by your own shots. As for the fixes... Why can't I stop yawning? I literally just woke up and the patch came out. As for fixes, we've got crash fixes. Fix the crash that could occur when the host abandoned mission with squad. Oh, I've had that so many times. Fix crash that could occur if a player tried to enter an occupied XO45 exosuit. Fix the crash that could occur for all players after or during a mission results screen. Fix the crash that could occur after shooting from the XO45 suit rocket launcher. Fix the crash that could occur for all players apart from the one that rejoin the ongoing mission with different armor and get reinforced. Fix superior packing methodology ship module not working properly. Fix blast absorption ship model so that it correctly increases sentries' resistance to explosions. Fixed issue where players could not navigate to the search results in the social menu. Fix some issues where items equipped in the Warbond were not actually equipped. Fixed an exploit that allowed overly eager Helldivers to use grenades excessively. Fixed an issue where kills from orbital barrage did not progress indirect fire exercise order. Fixed an issue that allowed traitors to try and sabotage the extraction shuttle by deploying sentry systems below. Oh no, that is not going to be fun. Fixed an issue where Eon Storms incorrectly prevented extraction beacon from deploying. And fixed some stratagem beams using incorrect color coding. There's even still more to go through, guys. Like, this is the longest and biggest patch we have ever had for Helldivers. So, fixed issue where the left stick on a controller could not be used to navigate the social menu. I think we read through that one. Fixed some issues where various UI elements were cut off and off-centered or too close to the edge of the screen on ultra-wide displays. Fix anti-material rifle facing away from the Helldiver after deploying it. Fix bug where player could duplicate rounds by cancelling the reload of anti-material rifle at a specific time. Fix the bug where the anti-material rifle would consume an extra magazine after cancelled reload. Fix the bug where the recoilless rifle would consume an extra shell from the backpack if the reload was just cancelled after the shell was just inserted, but before the reload was completed. Fix an issue where the sickle and quasar cannon could not shoot through the foliage. Fixed several issues where weapon thumbnails would disappear when scrolling through the armory. Fixed issues where the automaton gunships sometimes could not see the player. Fix incorrect collision being left over after destroying automaton bunkers or detector towers with hell bombs. Fix an issue where hell bombs would not deploy on certain missions. Fix certain issues that resulted in Helldivers drowning in deep water upon landing. And fixed issue where Hellpod space optimization made ammo go above capacity. Next one. Oh, this is long. But they did say it was going to be big, so we can't complain. Fix an issue where stalkers became very visible in fog. Mines are now pingable for better coordination with your team. Receiving friend requests now gives the player pop-up. Improved readability of prompts and hints displayed in the tutorial and onboarding. Total experience is now visible in the career tab. Added better support for the ultra-wide monitors by fixing the aspect ratio of menus to 16:9 and adding a setting to control the width with the HUD. Keybinds bound to the number pad will no longer reset upon restart. Fixed inconsistent audio when headphones are plugged into the DualSense controller while playing on PC. Playing rock, paper, scissors in front of the ship no longer causes the player to fall out into space. APW-1 anti-material rifle and MG206 heavy machine gun now triggers hit markers while scoped in. Secondary weapon no longer remains in the ballistic shield ADS position after using a stim with the ballistic shield backpack equipped. Open text chat is now rebindable. Explosive weapons such as the R36 Eruptor, CB9 exploding crossbow, GP31 grenade pistol no longer pulls player towards the blast. Yes! I mean, now that my guns had a nerf, it's kind of a bit like, oh, but that was so annoying, I can't even explain it. And then disable the squad invites during the tutorial, which caused an overlap in the UI. Fix primary and secondary weapons overlapping on the character model in the armory. Fix UI elements during the first boot are cut off on 21:9 aspect ratio monitor. Report on block player is now visible in the squad menu. Dead scavengers now stop screaming for help if killed when calling in reinforcements. Fix anti-air cannons showing up as stratagem scramblers and danger warnings. RL-77 airburst rocket launcher will no longer detonate when shot near stratagems. Reduced proximity radius and added reload stage for speed. Oh wait, I thought they've already added that. And then anyway, so we have finally the known issues of the patch. So these are some issues that were either introduced by this patch or are being worked on, or from a previous patch that have not yet been fixed. So damage over time effects may only apply when dealt by the host. We expect to have this fixed in the next patch. Reinforcement may not be available for some players who join a game in progress. Helldivers may be unable to stand from crouching when surrounded by enemies. Game may crash if the host leaves while dead and rejoins the same play session. Game may crash if the player changes the text language while on a mission. Various issues involving friend invites and crossplay. Enemies that bleed out do not progress to personal orders and eradicate missions. Scopes on some weapons such as the anti-material rifle are slightly misaligned. Arc weapons sometimes behaved inconsistently and sometimes misfire. The spear's targeting is inconsistent, making it harder to lock onto larger enemies. And finally, the stratagem beam might attach itself to an enemy, but it will deploy to its original location. Explosions do not break your limbs, except for when you fly into a rock. Area around the automaton detector tower makes blue stratagems such as the Hellbomb bounce and be repelled. Oh, okay, yeah, the bouncing thing we talked about. Planet Liberation reaches 100% at the end of every defend mission. So, that is the full patch for you guys today. A very long one, lots to read through, so I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, please make sure to leave a like on today's video, subscribe, and go grab yourself some new It's Tuesday merch. Link will be in the description. Catch you guys then.